Good day, my name is Elke Bockstiegel and I'm very happy to have the opportunity to be part of the Sales Revival Conference 2021 and to get to exchange ideas with all of you. I live in Berlin, Germany, and I'm a board member of the Harmonia Logic AG. We work with organizations from various industries, helping them to create harmonious working structures. For the next 45 minutes, I'm going to give you an introduction to the post-COVID world and the wisdom mindset, show you a couple of case studies, and demonstrate how wisdom thinking helps to increase sustainable productivity and reduce costs in the post-COVID world. Take your questions and hopefully engage in some rich discussions. And if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. Okay, so let's start with the impact of COVID on the business world. The pandemic has led to a sudden and completely unprepared change in the basic working condition. No more real contact between the leaders and the employees, with customers and suppliers. Everything suddenly has to be organized purely virtually. What could be handled digitally was left undone or was continued on a low flame. No one knew what exactly was happening, how long it would take, what the consequences would be, and that on a global scale. There are some people saying, okay, but it will settle down and the world will be the same again soon. No, it won't, because the post-COVID world has become too complex and the events like this will take place, be they natural disasters or social upheavals or other events. The world is no longer stable as we thought it was. What concrete effects does this have on leadership and the interaction of teams? I would like to show it in two typical cases. Case 1, remote work puts a sales team on. The sales team of a corporation is sent to work from home for months. The course of time is becoming apparent that there is highly unproductive communication because team members can no longer across desks as usual. The field staff communicates with customers only virtually, which is not their strong point. The customers are in crisis mode and not in the mood to buy. In that situation, the leader sticks to the normal work processes and targets. She gives out slogans of perseverance, saying that it's now all the more important to achieve one's goals anyway. The second case is unreliable production puts sales team under pressure. In a medium-sized company, the entire production is massively shut down and the entire administration is working from home. For the sales team, this leads to the following. They have crisis talks to the customers because the delivery dates cannot be met. There is no reliable statement possible as to when production can be resumed. When production can be ramped again, the enormous bottlenecks at the suppliers affect the company's own production. And here too, the leader sticks to the usual procedures and instructs the team to hold off the customers. In both cases, this has the following effects. The alignment is misleading and dysfunctional for these complex settings. This causes highly unproductive communication and therefore chronic overload for everyone, followed by stress, bad mood and tensions, which ends up in massive conflicts. All this creates high costs, especially costs associated with conflict, illness, and termination. So The challenge for leaders is to deal with these complex post-COVID settings in a way that work is done productively and sustainably. And the good news is, this is possible, works very well and leads all over to meaningful, powerful, and joyful work. And with that, to sustainable productivity. How does it work? By changing the mindset. Away from the mindset of standardized planning and control towards the wisdom mindset, which enables meaningful alignment, appropriate communication, and harmonious collaboration in complex settings. Now you may think, oh, wise is something for a few selected people among us. We are not all wise. But for achieving this, we all would have to be wise. So that's not realistic. So let me tell you that the opposite is true. It is very realistic because all people have the ability to act wisely. Why? Because a wise person is able to feel that she is part of the whole, is in resonance and real contact with what surrounds her. We call the ability natural wisdom. From natural wisdom arises the view that there is something to be done. And at the same time, the will and the orientation are created. Based on this, a wise person has the skills to find and implement harmonious solutions. And here comes good news. All humans are equipped with the ability to have natural wisdom and harmonious skills, because without these, they would certainly have not survived in the wilderness. And we all use them again and again, especially in private contexts. Unfortunately, this ability has been suppressed and devaluated, especially in professional settings. For a good 16 years now, we at Harmonia Logic have made it our mission to make natural wisdom and harmonious skills systematically and practically available for professional settings. Therefore, based on a wisdom mindset, we have developed wisdom thinking as a method with practical tools and trainings that support everyone in dealing productively and those wisely in the post-COVID world. We have applied them with many clients in the areas of leadership, change, strategy, organization, and team development. And these results show, yes, everyone can act wisely if she wants to do. So now let's have a quick look at the method and tools that bring the wisdom mindset to a very practical level of action. The wisdom thinking method helps to connect our natural wisdom, bring out all our harmonious skills like empathy, feeling our energy, getting in harmony, being in resonance, focusing on concern, finding harmonious solutions for achieving productive and sustainable realization. The wisdom thinking method consists of 6 phases and 3 spaces, and those support with a structured process. The wisdom thinking tools support with a very powerful and structured visualization, and therefore are a holistic and clear overview of all aspects influencing the concern. Offline, we are working with this picture, with this harmonic action canvas you can see on the slide, where you note the concern in the middle, all the influencing aspects, and work through the process. We see them, the 6 phases here. The harmonic guides are our digital tools, and they look like this. and can be used in all online settings, and those are great tools for all remote workers. The advantages for leaders acting with wisdom thinking is in unpredictable or complex settings are obvious. And I want to focus on the following 3 advantages. First, it gives leaders and others a clear alignment to the concern, meaning or purpose. So everyone knows why something has to be done. Second, it increases meaningful, creative, and joyful work and leads to enormous reduction of overload, stress, frustration, and illness. And third, it dramatically reduces conflicts because all relevant influencing factors are included in a win-win instead of win-lose game. What are the benefits of wisdom thinking? With that, leaders hold the key for many benefits. Let's focus on the following 3. The first benefit is wisdom thinking increases the productivity in a sustainable way because harmonious action leads to sustainable solutions in all directions. Second, wisdom thinking increases motivation, health, and the good feeling of meaningful work for the team and the leader themselves. And third, wisdom thinking dramatically reduces costs associated with unproductivity, conflict, sickness, and resignation. Therefore, it is the approach for leaders to cope with the unpredictable and complexity. So you may ask yourself, what does wisdom thinking look like in real scenarios? It always can be effectively applied when things are not clear. Many things have to be considered and are resonate with each other. And that is exactly the case in these complex situations. To make it a bit more concrete, I would like to share the 2 cases described at the beginning of my presentation. You remember the case that remote work puts the sales teams under pressure? How did the case continue after the leader changed the leadership and with the help of wisdom thinking? She ran through our wisdom thinking training and reported us the case. So she applied the harmonic guides and worked through the 3 spaces and 6 phases that we saw before. She started in the concern space and explored the situation. This gave her a comprehensive picture of the situation of the team and for the first time enabled her to realize how the individual effects were connected. She realized that her leadership mindset was misleading. This leads her to find and embrace her new concern or purpose, if you mean. Supporting the team to act in a more productive manner by being highly flexible, creative, collaborative, and as stressless as possible for everyone. By embracing this purpose, she felt a lot of energy arising inside her. She felt that she was on a very, very good path. Energized by that, she entered the solution space where she refined and harmonized concrete solutions for realizing the concern. She suddenly had many ideas about how it could to be done. She used these ideas and developed concrete actions that could be harmonious for all the team members and herself as a leader. Then she brought these actions into the transformation space, integrated them all with all the elements in the field, and transferred them to an action plan. You can see it here. The plan described concrete tasks, deadlines, responsibilities, etc. At the end, she knew that she was on the right track and it was time to present and discuss this with her team. The concern is enthusiastically taken up by the team because they also knew and feel that this change was exactly what was needed. They discussed the individual elements, changed some courses of action, and then a moment arose where everyone knew and felt that they now have the solution that were right for each individual as well as the entire team. A smile went through the team, and relaxation and joy emerged. And a lot of energy to start right away. So the team ended up by implementing the plans immediately with everyone joining in. And because it was right for everyone, they followed through. The mood improved, the pressure eased, ideas on how to implement things despite all the corona-related obstacles came more and more often. This diffuses conflict situation, prevents illness, and increases working productivity. In case 2, the problem was the sales team, you remember, has to deal with the customer demands because of unreliable production. We had a virtual coaching session with the leader where we worked through the 3 spaces of wisdom thinking. In the concern space, the leader explored the concern that the sales team could not solve the problem on their own as a team. If they had chosen a close collaboration with production, they would have found many more solutions for the customers. This made the concern clear. Being able to serve customers better through close collaboration between sales and production. The leader embraces the concern and was much happier because it was the first time he felt that a great solution would be found. So he was eager to enter this solution space. Here, he developed concrete solutions and harmonized them with all influencing elements. At this point, the leader started to smile and relax, saying, "Yes, that's harmonious. This is the way we are going out of all these problems." The harmonious solution was integrated and transferred into the 3rd space with the result of a concrete action plan. In a virtual workshop with us, the leader communicates, discussed, and adapted the whole process and results to his colleague from production. We represented the outcomes to a final physical workshop with both teams and both leaders. The teams showed up the same response as the teams in the previous case study. Again and again, things become more harmonious for everyone involved, starting with smiles and a lot of good energy. The plan was implemented very quickly and lead to lasting harmonious and productive cooperation between the 2 teams and leaders. This had the result that customers' needs were much better served, they felt well taken care of, and shared ongoing challenges. So let's come to the conclusion. The wisdom thinking mindset is the leadership mindset of the post-COVID world, because it is best able to deal with unpredictable and complex settings. Wisdom thinking supports leaders to increase their productivity in a sustainable way, because harmonious action leads to sustainable solutions in all directions. Wisdom thinking increases motivation, help, and the good feeling of meaningful work for the teams and the leaders themselves, and reduce costs dramatically, especially those associated with no productivity, conflicts, illness, and dismissals. Thank you very much for listening to my talk. And as an added benefit for everyone who had attended this talk, you are entitled to a free 1-hour consultancy with us. Feel free to come to our booth and register a slot.